Today, we're going to decode that alphabet soup of English language acronyms. So, you're thinking about teaching English or maybe studying abroad, and you've probably seen these letters everywhere. TESOL, TEFL, IELTS, TOEFL. It can be super confusing, right? What do they even mean? And more importantly, which one do you actually need? Okay, let's clear this up right now because it's actually really simple. All of those acronyms fall into just two different buckets. One bucket is for people who want to teach English. The other is for people who need to take a test to prove their English skills. That's it. Teacher or learner. That's the main difference. All right, let's kick things off with that first category, certificates for teachers. So if you're dreaming of being in front of a classroom, listen up, this part is for you. First, we've got TEFL. That stands for Teaching English as a Foreign Language. This one is probably the most common certification out there. It's the go-to for anyone who wants to teach English in a country where, English isn't the main language. So think Japan, Colombia, or Italy. Next up is TESOL, which means Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages. Now, TESOL is a little bit broader. It covers teaching abroad, just like TEFL, but it also covers teaching non-native speakers right inside an English-speaking country, like teaching new immigrants in the United States or the UK. And then there's CELTA. That's the Certificate in English Language Teaching to Adults. And just like the name says, this is a pretty well-respected certification that's specifically focused on teaching grown-ups. So what's the bottom line here? For a lot of entry-level teaching jobs abroad, employers kind of see TFL and TESOL as the same thing. Just remember that TESOL is the slightly broader term, and CELTA, well, that's your specialist option if you really want to focus on teaching adults. All right, let's switch gears. We're moving on to that second bucket, proficiency tests for English learners. And let's be super clear, these are not for teachers. These are exams for people who need to prove how good their English is. You've definitely heard of this one, IELTS. It stands for the International English Language Testing System. This is a huge, globally accepted test for university admission, jobs, and especially for immigration to places like the UK, Australia, Canada, and New Zealand. It even comes in two flavors, an academic version for students and a general training one for work or migration. Next is TOEFL, the Test of English as a Foreign Language. This is the big one if you're looking at universities in North America. So if you're planning to study in the US or Canada, chances are you're going to need to take the TOEFL. You might also bump into a couple of others, like the TOEIC, which is all about English for business and workplace communication, and the PTE Academic, another major option for study and migration. So let's put it all together one last time. In one corner, for the teachers, you've got your certifications, TEFL, TESOL, and CELTA. And in the other corner for the learners, you've got your tests, IELTS, TOEFL, TOEIC, and PTE. Two totally different paths for two totally different goals. Look, if you forget everything else, just remember this one simple rule. Teachers get certified, learners get tested. It's really as simple as that. So, the question now goes to you. Are you on the path to teach or the path to prove your skills? Whichever it is, you now know exactly where to start.